Hey everyone, my name is Dewanya Harris and welcome back to another episode of Kingdom School for Empowered Living. Here with me we have
Cassidy Stuart. I'm 16 years old and I attend Queens College.
Megan. Awesome. So we're going to start here. What are your expectations for the new school semester?
Okay, well, I have two expectations. My first expectation, being in 11th grade in Queens College, we are able to take our BJCSE early. So my first expectation would be to pass with an A grade. And my second expectation would just to be more active. I want to be more outgoing. I want to be bold and just be used however I can in my school.
My next question, Cassidy, we'll start with you.
Okay.
What are some common peer pressure issues that students now face in school?
I mean, there's so many, especially in the generation that we live in, but I feel like a main one would probably be drinking and smoking. And when I speak on smoking, I mean the vapes, the edibles, the cigarettes. And I feel like the reason why that's such a major peer pressure is because at such a tender age, a lot of us are still trying to figure out who we are. And most of us want to be cool, and that's just what the cool people are doing. So we find ourselves trapped doing those things, and that's probably why it's such a big thing.
So you all spoke about the peer pressures, and so this question is for anyone. I want to know, as a Christian in high school, how do you handle the temptations or the peer pressure? How do you handle it?
I guess I'll take it. Okay. So I feel like as a Christian, to handle these peer pressure, don't surround yourself with the people who are doing it. If you know there's a group of individuals who are smoking, drinking, cussing, carrying on bad, why would you put yourself in that circle? Surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you in your faith, the same group of people. Like if there's a secular party going on, surround yourself with a group of people who are going to go to the church party. Surround yourself with the people who are going to do Bible study, who are going to uplift you when you feel down, not tell you go listen to some secular music to encourage your spirit. That's how I feel like you could deal with it.
I love it. I love it. All right. So I want you both to answer the question as well. And so Cassidy, we'll start with you. You're heading into the 11th grade. BJCSEs are coming up. And so I want to know, what is your plan as it relates to study habits?
My plan, okay, so I have three. I feel like I have three. So my first thing would be is to ask your teachers questions. I know for the longest, I've always been scared to ask my teacher to explain something to me because it was the fear of looking dumb in front of the class, or it might be because I don't want the teacher to look at me in a certain type of way. So I will be asking my teacher questions this year. My second, I guess, study habit, right? It would be putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. That way, I don't have to worry about who's texting me. I don't got to worry about who just liked my newest picture. None of that. I can think clearly. I can focus on what I need to focus on, put my best foot forward. And with that, okay, I know from as young as we can remember, we've always been told, don't cram, don't cram, don't cram. And I could say I'm a victim of cramming, and it's not good. Not good at all. So I had to teach myself to study in advance. That way, when I'm in the examination, all the information is not crammed. I can go in my brain and pick out the information that I already studied, and there was no stress. So those are my study habits.
That's good. All right. That goes back to what Cassidy said about asking your teachers if you don't understand something. So I love that. And so this brings me to my last question. I want to know, what is the most difficult thing that any of you has ever faced in school, and what is your encouragement or advice to someone that may have to go through the same thing?
The biggest challenge I ever faced in my whole school experience, not just high school, was just I did not like school. Like, I know my parents used to tell me stories about how at Dayspring, I used to throw the biggest tantrum in the car parking lot. They had to change me in the yard. I'm not sure what I didn't like, but I didn't like it. And so when it started affecting my grades, that's when I was like, okay, Cassidy, it's time to get it together. You know what you want in life. You know what you want to succeed in. And this is just basically a stepping stone to get you where you need to go. So sit down and study. Sit down and focus and just change your mindset. My mommy always tells me something. I used to be really grumpy. I was like, oh, I don't like the school. I don't like the teacher. I don't like the students, none of that. And she was like, Cassidy, you can't go into it with a bad mindset because then you're going to have a bad outcome. So at one point, I was just like, let me change it. And I started to be more positive about school and my teachers and my classmates, and I got a positive outcome.